I loved your floppy hair.
Yeah, it's all gone. New album, new haircut.
New haircut. I tell you what, you must be shattered because you got back from Australia on Sunday after that.
No, yesterday.
Only yesterday?
Yeah, I got back yesterday, yeah.
Good grief. At midday?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused about...
You'll be even more confused by the time I finished with you.
Yeah.
So how was Australia? I guess it was promoting the album.
Yeah, so we went to Japan and then over to Auckland and then spent 5 days in Sydney. And actually, I have some family in Melbourne, so I got to go and see I have some cousins who are sort of young. They're amazing. I got to go and see them. Yeah,
and also, I know you mentioned Auckland there. You actually went back to Auckland where you lived as a young boy to see the family house, didn't you?
So I lived there when I was 5 and hadn't been back there, so 20 years hadn't been back. But it's strange, like, I recognised so much of it. And the lady who owned the house now had her door open. She sort of let us walk in, and it's bizarre. It's so strange going back to your, childhood home. Because
you were only little when you were there, but as you say, the memories are just in there, aren't they? It's amazing.
Everything seems a lot smaller when you go back. Yeah. When you're 5, everything's huge, isn't it?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then you think, this small little house, it was a whole lot bigger. Yeah. That might inspire you to write a song, actually.
Maybe.
Not big houses, but your memories of your childhood. It's lovely. Yeah. Now, so Wrong Crowd, you were promoting that over there. Yeah. And you had a very novel way of launching the album, didn't you? I believe there was slight congestion around the Oxford Circus area.
Oh, I did busking, we busked on Argyle Street. We were doing it all over Europe. We did this tour, and in the evenings we did shows, and then I found this little battery keyboard. So we were doing it all over Europe, and we did it just outside of Oxford Circus, and it caused a bit of a stir.
I bet you did. Yeah. Good fun, though?
Yeah.
And did you ever busk? Did you ever start off busking?
No, not really, because I think I was a piano player, and so it was very difficult to drag a piano and put it in the street. So it was I always used to play in pubs. And
I can see a comedy sketch in that, dragging your piano down.
I think there is a Laurel and Hardy sketch of them dragging a piano around down the stairs. But, so I played in pubs, and I used to play in a lot of bands, and always really just playing the piano. And then I sort of got my confidence to, start singing and stuff, but that certainly came afterwards. It was more, I just loved playing in bands and loved that.
And writing.
Lots of writing.
And not necessarily the frontman bit. So no. How did that evolve then, that you decided to have the confidence, or you built the confidence to do it?
I'm just a massive attention seeker, to be honest with you.
Now, listen, tell me about the Christmas song. How did that come about? Because that made such waves for you as well, didn't it? I think it brought you to a newer audience that might not have known you were around. How did that come about? Because I think you were running through in Victoria Park, weren't you?
Yeah, so I had a little flat. I used to live in a little flat next to Victoria Park, and I went for a run, and they were filming this huge thing by the... If anyone knows Victoria Park, there's like a little bit of a lake there. Yeah. And I sat and had a coffee and watched, and I asked them what they were filming. They were like, we're filming the new John Lewis advert.
But do you think it was the fact that they saw you, that they looked back and thought, hey, let's get him to do the music?
No, because when I went and asked it, I didn't sort of say I was a musician or anything. I spoke to
They might have known, Tom.
No.
No, all right, then they didn't. Now, you loved Elton John. I know you learnt all of his songs on piano, because he, too, is a keyboard player, obviously, a piano player. And he's become a great big fan of yours. What does that feel like?
It's completely crazy, and I still have to pinch myself whenever I speak to him, because I guess there's not many artists I can name that he was really the reason that maybe not the whole reason, but one of the big reasons why I started writing songs and really opened up that whole sort of channel of songwriting. I had his songbook on my piano when I was like 12 years old, and I learnt all the songs. And
so he's a big idol, and he loves you too.
If you'd like to see even more great guests, then click here. There are plenty more fantastic interviews to come, so make sure that you subscribe.
It was a very brave thing to do, to have the date on television.
Oh, yeah, I was very, very nervous.
Were you?
Oh, yeah, way more nervous than anything I've ever done, yeah.
Than anything, standing in an arena.
Oh, yeah, put me on an arena all day over going on a date.
Did you get wobbly knees?
Oh, yeah.
I know the feeling.